Today we're going to be talking about common mistakes to avoid when wearing a hair system. Now this is not an exhaustive list, there's plenty more things to consider, but I just don't have enough time. If you are interested in learning more, you can reach out to me one-on-one. If you feel at a bit of a loose end and you want some one-to-one advice on anything hair system related or hair loss related, do check out the description box and you can find more information there. Now before we get into the meat and bones of this video, I'd like to thank Levivid for sponsoring this video. You can get a 15% discount code off any stock hair system with them. Adam15 is popping up on the screen right now. Do check it out. Now, one of the most common mistakes I come across, guys, is getting the right hair system. Now, there is no one right hair system for everyone, but I want you to ask yourselves this. What does my lifestyle look like? Do I have an active lifestyle? Do I have a sedentary lifestyle? Do I have something a little bit in between? If you've got an active lifestyle, I always recommend going for a lace base. That can be a French lace, it can be a Swiss lace, it can be a German lace, it can be any lace, because lace allows the scalp to basically perspire. It means if you're dripping in sweat, it can just come out of the system and just sort of like roll down your face. You don't get that with poly. Now, if you live a more sedentary lifestyle, a poly is probably more suitable for you. It can be any poly. It can be an ultra thin skin. It can be something a little bit thicker. If you live somewhere in between sedentary and active, you might want to consider getting a hybrid system. I really like hybrid systems. I've actually got one on right now. A hybrid system is basically a mix of poly and lace. But I'd always recommend that if you're going the hybrid route, make sure you have lace at the front, because if you want to expose your hairline, lace gives you the most invisible hairline. Now, the second most common mistake I come across with people wearing hair systems is improper application and removal techniques. And I always encourage 3 rules of thumb with this. Number 1, don't tear off your hair system. Use an adhesive remover like C22. Number 2, don't get isopropyl alcohol on the base of the system, and don't get it on the hair either. It dries the hair out, it can oxidize the hair. This is the last thing that you want. And the third rule of thumb is please do not get wet glue anywhere near lace. With poly, it's fine. Dried glue, once lace is attached, fine, but don't get any wet glue anywhere near the lace. It causes it to go all clumpy, it causes it to stain, and it can affect the hair as well. Now, I made this mistake myself accidentally, literally a couple of months ago, where I accidentally got a little bit of wet glue onto the frontal lace of this particular system, and it's still a little bit gloopy, so please be super careful. I'd actually encourage using tape on the front of a lace and a poly if possible. Now, common mistake number 3 is failing to adequately match the hair system color with your natural hair system color. Now, guys, I know this is super hard because you just have images to work with and it's sort of guesswork. The best thing that you can do if you're a new user, order a custom system and send a lock of your hair with the order. Then the manufacturer can match it to your actual hair. If you're just looking at the color code, it's literally guesswork. I do it now, but because I've been doing this for years, I know what my hair color is and how it corresponds to the hair color codes that hair system manufacturers use. But if you're new to it, send a lock of your own hair. If you're still not absolutely confident, send a lock of your own hair. Pay for expensive postage to ensure that it gets there, but there's nothing better than getting the correct blend, because it ensures a seamless transition between your hair system and your natural hair, so no one is going to notice. And the last common mistake I see is not seeking out professional help when needed. I wish I was better at this in my early days, but it's actually really important because it can help out a lot. Now, if you're having styling issues or you find you may have got a lift early on in your hair system journey, you might want to just text the stylist just for a couple of tips. Or if you're doing your first rebond, for instance, and you feel really nervous about it, maybe reach out to me one-on-one. We can have a half-hour chat and I can walk you through it step by step. You can also reach out to the manufacturer. I know that Levivid are really good at getting back to people. If you have any questions about the hair system in terms of arrivals, shipping, is it the right kind of hair system for what I'm looking for, and that kind of thing, there is professional help out there, guys. You just need to be brave enough to seek it out. Don't try and do everything yourself. This stuff is not easy. It's certainly not a walk in the park. Now, guys, one last note before I go. This is our last week in this house. This is going to be the last week of you seeing this as my background. We're moving back in with my mum until our house sale hopefully goes through. So you're going to be getting a different background from now on for at least probably the next 3 to 6 months. And then it's going to change again. We're sad to be leaving here. We've been here for 3 years now, but the time has come to move elsewhere. So I'd like to take this opportunity for thanking all of you so much for following me on this journey. And I look forward to seeing you at our next plays. Take care for now, guys.